Yeah, PL, Dusa, AM, all gone. So Dusa, not
Five
really
seconds
a mana
remaining.
burn hero, of course, but it's just good against Wraith King. So
Do they want to just reveal the Januel hero? Because more than likely it's the Mirana for play hard. I feel like
oh yeah,
90% of the time, probably even more, that it would be
Dire
that
team
case.
pick.
So they will just back into the Nyx. Kind of surprised that it made it through actually this far.
it made it through last game as well. It wasn't banned out at all, which I was a little surprised about. But you know, the Wraith King obviously banning out all of these mana burn heroes. It's
10
good because you don't
seconds
need to buy
remaining.
the shard super early on, but it also means that well,
Five
the
seconds
money that you
remaining.
could be spending on that can be used towards things like the Radiance. But the Nyx Assassin, he's like, Radiance? Haha, nope. You're going to get stunned up if I ever catch you without it. And, you know, all these teams towards the upper
Radiant
end
team
of the
pick.
league, they have been pretty damn good at toggling off the Radiance whenever they've gone for these smokes, remembering to toggle it back on. I know there's some teams in other regions that forget to do that, but not these C players. They're very sneaky. They're wanting any opportunity that they can to get kills. But you know, it might cost them if they're going to go
10
super
seconds remaining.
super greedy into this Wraith King. But we're getting the pleasure of a Q
5
Rubik
seconds
as well,
remaining.
and we were speaking about the Shard before. He's not shy about getting Aghanim Shard on the
Dire
Rubik as well,
team
which
pick.
could be used to disrupt a
Void
lot of these chain
incarnate.
disables that Neon are going to look to set up into. It's always nice to be like that hybrid, right? Where you know, you don't want to go a Shadow Demon or an Abaddon or an
10
Oracle. You're
seconds
just like, you know
remaining.
what? I'm just going to pick Rubik, and that's going to be my
Yeah.
lockdown
5
preventer.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, and you see pretty solid abilities to steal as well this game. It's always like if you can get the Impale, you've got that cast range, use it
Dire
from
team
miles
ban.
away. They go
Dragon Knight.
DK instead. So,
Good against Void Spirit.
and well, I was kind of bringing up that Motivate have this flexibility with the DK. They've often played it on Masteros, you know, even Fearless as well. But like you just said, it's pretty solid against the
10
Void
seconds
Spirit,
remaining.
giving yourself a nice way to start that and get the initial
5
stun.
seconds remaining.
So what could they go here with their last pick for Neon? It's a little unfortunate that, you know, they need their POS 1 carry, because pretty nice Viper game now, but
Radiant
yeah,
team ban.
unfortunately, don't think that'll be the case. What else could they look to
Dire
pick?
team ban.
I don't know if I would have gone the Arc Warden if I was Neon, but Natsumi's done it before in the past. I think the last one was like ESL Thailand, the last time I've seen it.
10 seconds remaining.
I still think the Slark. Why not?
5 seconds remaining.
Fits their aggressive playstyle. Two tanky heroes to get a lot of stacks against. Very easy to dodge out
Radiant team
most of
ban.
these stuns, at least until the DK catches you out, but hopefully you'll have someone standing behind you to be able to turn that around.
What about Motivate though? How are we feeling about their last pick? Do we feel like it's gonna be the Fearless DK or the Masteros DK?
10 seconds remaining.
Conker's banned. I was just looking. Do they have that flexibility for their classic
5
two last
seconds
picks
remaining.
without revealing too much of anything? Tiny's still in the pool. It's okay. I think they want to leave it open, regardless of what they go for. We haven't seen them play anything like a Storm Spirit just yet, but against a Nyx Assassin, not what you want to do.
Dire team pick.
I feel like it's more likely to be Master's hero.
I was
Could it
gonna
be an
say,
LC?
yeah, I wouldn't mind a hard dispel versus the Mirana. I was speaking about the importance of it earlier on. It's
Plus, being
Radiant
able to
team
catch out a
pick.
Mirana and a Void Spirit is nice, so they do go the Tiny, huh? I mean, against two heroes that rely so heavily on their mobility, if you can get a Blink Duel onto Void Spirit Mirana, it's great. Plus, also, like you were mentioning before, the press the attack to be able to provide that little bit of a defensive capability as well. They're just going to stay on the offense, though. And they go on
Templar
a
assassin.
TA.
Now select your heroes.
Void Spirit
So is
1?
this an off-lane? Yeah, it looks like it. I think the last team, but the only other team really that does that is Liquid.
Liquid, yeah.
And that's typically when they've got like something cheesy for, well, when he was playing mid lane Koikfa. But it's going to be a mid fearless tiny. Don't know how I feel about that. Because Yopaj, he might go something a bit more aggressive. I don't know if you can afford to go a Blightstone in the mid lane. You need that bottle so quickly. But it definitely feels like a meld value point game, you know? Bring that tiny down to -4 armor super early on. Yopaj is incredibly skilled, so he'll be able to get off a lot of these Psyblade cleaves onto Fearless. So I'd be a little bit worried for him. I was thinking maybe they might have gone Masaros in the lane just because of being able to survive a little bit more of that damage. But maybe Fearless is just going to be nuking out waves a little bit quicker, not wanting to actually stay there and then look to take some of the small camps.
Do you feel like Neon didn't have a vital position, one that they thought would be a win condition? So they're like, let's just go for the TA? Because there was a lot of position ones banned.
I think the Slark would have still been fine, but yeah, if they think the TA is good, particularly with that tiny been picked up now, then yeah, don't see any reason why not.
How are we feeling about this? It's a vital game. Motivate taking on Neon for the standings as we're up to our second last day of the groups. Do we believe that Motivate on Dire have the advantage heading into this game one, or Neon on Radiant after their draw?
Prepare for battle.
I feel like both teams are going to have a fun time.
You're one of those guys.
They're all getting the participation medals, you know?
Oh, not this again. Not the participation. God damn it. I'm trying to see. I feel like Dire have a lot easier ways to start fights than Radiant do. Like Tiny,
Sure.
DK, Radiant. I mean, Radiant got a Void Spirit, Centaur Blink, but I feel like Dire can burst heroes down, and with that pick off, then you can really transition. The nice thing is that Radiant don't have like too many big ultimates for the reincarnation,
30 seconds.
but it seems
to
like
battle.
Neon are always a team that thrive with a fast-paced lineup and being aggressive early. Do you think they have that?
I think they do, and by the way, check out Yopaj's inventory. Hold it, baby.
The Blightstone. Okay.
Because of that, I'm gonna say Neon. I just think Fearless is going to die over and over again in this mid lane, or at the very least get harassed out. Jowl, you're in a very deep position here.
Nyx. On the right click. Lion Axe will get it. Fearless really wanted it with the tree throw. Unfortunately, he unable to pick that up. That would have just made that mid lane a little bit more bearable for the Tiny, but you get first blood. You also will trade a 2-for-2 in the bounty rooms.
I wonder if it's like a thing where, you know, Motivate, they play a lot of the Nyx as well. So they're like, okay, well, you can go ahead and try and do this multi-man stun. We're just going to bait it out and, you know, have good coordination. That was, I'm sure, the comms. Don't get stunned. Don't get stunned. Don't get stunned. Eventually, you have to come in and... Oh, actually, has the meld level... Yopaj? God damn, he's low. He went meld level 1 just to try and bully out Fearless, but it's not going well for him.
It's a interesting start. Blightstone, meld is not really being able to hit any creeps.
Has been killed.
No, I was thinking like maybe meld level 2 or level 3, but not level 1.
Interesting.
Can I change my prediction?
You're not a fan of that meld one?
No. I just don't think it's going to enable you to scale anywhere near as fast enough. Like, a big part of having this is just the harass that you're able to put in. Like, now Fearless is -7 armor.
Masaros is looking pretty dead here down... Oh. My lord. That is a filthy juke.
Quick too.
Oh. Unfortunately, he doesn't have Dragon's Blood and also no regen, so Q will have to provide a salve to get him back to healthy and fighting lane shape.
He's got a tango as well. Come on, Q. Don't be greedy.
Goddamn supports, you greedy bastards.
Only pos 4s. You know, they're very much like, I'm gonna get the boots at 2 minutes.
My little booties.
Nice. So that's another thing that this meld has done. It means that it's so much harder, especially if you're standing right in the middle of the creep wave, for Fearless to get that Avatos combo in onto you for a little bit of that bonus damage. You just need to hop into the meld form, and you're going to be just fine.
So, seen mid lane's going pretty well for Fearless at the moment. How about top though for Motivate? They got the combo that we're seeing a decent amount so far. The Wraith King along with the Ancient Apparition up against the Centaur Mirana, which Neon did play in game 1. It seems like it's pretty even so far.
Yeah, pretty even. I was thinking maybe Playhard might have tried to go for a bit of a rotation through onto that mid lane, particularly now that Fearless has the bottle picked up for himself. He's just going to immediately make sure that there's not going to be any sort of bounty sniping happening like Zhao was attempting to go for. So nicely done. Good use of that tiny abilities to shove out the wave. Not even missing any last hits as well, making sure he throws that Christmas tree. Just yeets it into the lane.
Now, what makes a team like Liquid be able to use the Void Spirit 1 to perfection?
I think when they were playing it, I don't think they do it anymore because they're playing with Sumail. They tried to abuse a lot of the cheese that Koikva could go. So they would pick it alongside the likes of a Lone Druid or a Lycan or a Timbersaw or Visage. These kind of crazy sorts of heroes that only Koikva can play to that level. You just needed more of the tempo. And that's exactly what you're going to need with this Templar Assassin as well. Not going to have quite as much tempo as you might have been hoping for, considering how that level 1 went, but Yopaji's been able to, bring things back a little bit. He's level 5 now. Fractions up to level 3, plus 75 damage.
Fade bot from Q gets a little bit of damage reduction here, so to actually make it back to safety. You see the brawling going on though. There's a lot of stuns and a lot of aggression that can come through from both teams down bot.
And here's where it really starts to become a little bit harder for Fearless. I mean, he's nearly hit up onto his level 6, so that's going to be nice. Again, I'm expecting a point in the grow, just to make sure that you can stay in that lane a little bit longer, but he is surprisingly first on net worth, so another really nice performance coming out of that mid lane from Motivate.Trust's mid laner.
CTM. Yes. Or even gets the arrow connection. Actually, they might turn on Jackie. Leap stick charge is still on cooldown. CTM will trade his life for that, but even Lion Axe is going to get a double kill done to play hard. It's Mirana. We're seeing... Is that back-to-back games here? Playhard's Mirana is just scurried away solo?
Yep. He's just great at it. He knows the limits of the hero. He knows how to abuse the exact timings coming through from that Sacred Arrow cooldown. He's just a fantastic player. I'm still waiting to see the Playhard Rubik come out. He had some great performances at the Major come through with that.
I remember that was a hero that, I was casting a lot of Neon on my own channel for a time, and he played like 18 out of 21 games in a row of Rubik.
They land the arrow.
Oh, on point. Play hard. This is why we're seeing your praises so often. When you're able to hit arrow after arrow like that.
To be fair, they were dewarding at the time, so you knew exactly where they were. Maybe just taking his eyes off the screen for a second to while he was doing it, maybe shopping or doing something else. But they even get the deny onto the Observer Ward, so big value coming out for Neon.
Q. Gonna get killed off here from Yopage's TA. One more side blaze is out of range. Very nicely done. The use of the Fairy Fire. Just gonna keep that life there. But gotta keep in mind as well, remember, we saw Yopaj against Bob's Puck. Now, that is a much worse matchup, but last time he played the hero in the Lootbet Pro Series, he absolutely dumpstered that game.
He did, and he's been able to come back in now, though. He's top of the net worth. I don't know if there's... Oh, there have been stacks that have been built up. So all of this stuff that Playhard's been able to be doing, he's not just been farming. He's not just been getting kills on lane and getting his own D-ward denies. No. He's been stacking as well. They know it, though. They've got this deep Observer Ward that scouts out whenever Yopaj is going to go for these creep camps. Does this Observer Ward scout out his movement top, though?
It's a very early movement. Do you like this? Because a lot of time we just see Yopaj or a TA Back Stampede in. Lion Axe, he's like, bye, brother. Oh, gets a TP cancelled. Fearless gonna try and come on over. They've only got 2 right now on Motivate. They need to get rid of the refraction for the burst, and that they will do. Arrow point blank, another route of the refraction. Yopaj is able to stand his ground and man fight. And now there's no extra TPs, even though MG.Trust has his on the Dragon Knight, but not looking to join them at this top engagement. Means that the Wraith King will fall, the AA will fall. Great use of the Melody Yopaj, protected from the toss. Now still taking man with the grow. But they've got the arrow, they've got the slows, phase boots, movement speed. It is enough. So Fearless get back to safety. We've got some aggression occurring down to the bottom side of the map. It's Natsumi's level 6. Combined up actually against MG.Trust's telekinesis, drag back. Another astral step is back to safety here.
Slowly ticking down from that dragon's breath, but it's not going to be enough. Fearless just able to get away there. I'm sure he was just, as he was running away, just left clicking onto the TA, seeing, oh, is that refraction still cooling down? Am I going to be able to turn around with my double damage here? Wasn't going to be the case.
Yopaj.
Oh, yeah,
we always say, cool guys don't look at explosions. He should have got that kill. He's turned away. He thought the trap damage was going to be enough. And he could have got that last right click, and he's like, no, trap, that'll be enough. A little bit of gold you missed out on there, brother.
He'll get it from the creeps. He's fine.
Play hard.
Here we go.
It's a lot of damage right now. Natsumi is level 6 spike from him damage-wise. Not going to see MG.Trust dead just yet. Double bracer and treads. He's so tanky. They'll get him in the end. All that time wasted, though, does allow for Motivate's reinforcement to come on over with double avalanche toss. That is a great mirror of the rotation from Motivate.
And it's exactly what they needed to have happen. They weren't able to disrupt this TA as she's taking this gigantic ancient stack. So at least you're getting something in exchange on Neon for it, but it's a lot of gold now being funneled into this TA, who's gone the early Dragon Lance, wants to be a bit more tanky, but also just a great agi bonus coming through as well. The hell? The courier was just in the middle of the ancient, and I was like, they could just quickly turn around. You know, these ancients, these neutral creeps, they have a mind of their own. You know, sometimes they just think, you know what, I am gonna kill that courier.
About to be the Dragon Lance completed from Yopaj. Just needs one more. The Band of Elven Skin. Mid though, Fearless might be able to get another pick off with the help of the Vortex. Level 2. Increasing that magic damage. They even got the Dragon Knight nearby so they can really get full use out of that pick off into the objective.
Jackie doesn't have anywhere near as good of a game though as he would have been expecting. It just goes to show the impact of how much Playhard was able to be aggressive in the lane, as well as the relative strength of the Centaur against a hero like the Wraith King.
Arrow. It's on the mark, but there's no follow-up. You see the emphasis that Neon need to put, though, at protecting the towers. Yopaj not really wanting to show up at the moment, especially without that Dragon Lance completed. And when there's a DK knocking on your objectives, you've got to bring the numbers. Launcher for the Nyx. Gonna walk up the high ground blindly. Great use of the sentry around this double choke point area in the mid lane where so often Nyx is stalking.
Yeah. Not going to be able to get anything major out of the DK ulti though. Let's see if Neon are able to make anything happen with that. Understanding. Because last game, it kind of felt like it was, I don't know, like a trampoline, a spring, just constantly going back and forth with, all right, we got our cooldowns, they don't. All right, let's go. All right, now we got nothing, let's defend. And then the other team just thinks, all right, time to get aggressive. This time around, a lot lower cooldowns, especially on Neon's side. So I think we should be looking to see a ton of action start to come through once these first couple of key items start to happen. And that's when he's actually even getting the Urn of Shadows, realizing that he's going to have a lot of presence at these early encounters.
The scary thing though for Neon is that you're now going to have to go up against Fearless's Blink, who's got 3 points 4 points Avalanche, 3 points Toss. He's also got that Fairy's Trinket, so this is really time for Dai to be able to get those pickoffs. You got the Ice Blast and the Ancient Apparition. Haven't really seen that be combined up with some of these key burst targets, so look to see who they want to start on. They have a smoke on Dai. They do on Lion Axe. They're going to jump on CTM, toss back. Q's got the stolen remnant, CTM Stampede. They're able to telekinesis, drag back, great use of the abilities. They even steal the Stampede here from Q. And now with that pick off on the Centaur, here is a lot of their tower defense with how tanky he is. So this should be a lot of damage onto the tier 1 mid.
They're going to want to be holding that Stampede for as long as possible. You know, now that the Elder Dragon form's popped, about half duration left, they use the Ice Blast for that. It's going to be up in another 15 seconds, but if you can use it to disengage now, when I'm sure Neon are going to be trying to make something aggressive happen, it's going to be a big win for you. Might even be forced to do it now, though. Oh, tower goes down first. Big win there for Motivate.
Very much so. Now that just allows you to make more aggressive movements with this blink. Now you can actually start going into the triangle camp and trying to get those pickoffs on Yopaj, because this is where the TA wants to be positioning. And you do see with all that space, Yopaj is having a great time. Almost Desolated completed, just one more Mithril Hammer required.
So few heroes that are able to take these ancient stacks. It's such a quick timing as well, so early into the game.
Jackie
creates a lot of space for the rest of the team.
He needs TPs. They've got a couple, but they're pretty close with this smoke, so they're actually just going to run down instead. Stampede used defensively stolen. Now Fearless, Spire Carapace. They've disrupted a little bit of the damage, Motivate, so they've successfully defended the first lap of Jackie, but there's no tier 1 tower, so there won't be extra reinforcements and a TP point out. Januel is able to make it away, but they do protect Jackie's Wraith King.
They do, and, you know, you're one of these annoying heroes that doesn't even need to go back to the base. You just need to find a creep wave, find any creeps to hit. You hit for so hard this early on that well, he's just going to put himself back to pretty high HP straight away. God, I hate that about Wraith King. You harass him so much, he survives on nothing, and you don't even get a TP out of him.
I knew they were lying around here somewhere.
What's Masteros? He's 2,700 gold right now. It's like, do I want Blink? Do I want BKB? What item do I want? Can I rely on Fearless? Do you feel like... Okay, no man, he has bought out for the BKB.
Rotation coming through here. They're going to find CTM, toss him back.
Again, Stampede used with the constant stun lock. CTM wasting that ultimate. That is just... I mean, you see, he's not really had this... He's not really been the one to really force them away from these objectives. Usually Centaur is so difficult to bring down, but when you're against the vast majority of stuns that Motivate have, you can easily get this pick off.
You can. I wonder, when are they going to actually make the aggressive move on Neon? Maybe they're just waiting this 350 extra gold to have the Spirit Vessel on Natsumi. They don't have any Urn charges just yet. They're actually trying to get a kill onto Fearless as he's got low mana top.
He's got to be careful. He can turn.
He's got.
Yep. Regen, blink back up. Neon, they might not be expecting this. The Ice Blast flying on forward finds both of them. What a turn from Fearless. Daddy giving him a little bit of help as well. Yopaj? He's popping on out. Fearless, toss up.
With Void.
He's out of armor completely because all the Deso and Meld reduction.
Oh, the Stolen Impale.
Still able to close the distance though. Trap. Slow 234 movement speed, and that's a double for Yopaj.
Nicely done. Natsumi gets involved as well, so with this creep wave, he's going to have his Spirit Vessel. Now that he was a part of that as well, going to have the Urn charges. So good way to get to go in on the Wraith King or the Dragon Knight. Not quite yet built up into that BKB, although I feel like Masteros is going to get there pretty damn soon. He's only about 300 gold away. They finished the Relic now on Jackie, though. Hasn't got it, but Korea's there waiting.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He's got that Iron Branch in the backpack. It's 25 gold, brother.
It's fine. They gotta sell one of them. I always get a little annoyed, right? You've got the magic stick, the 2 iron branches, and like the wand is such a little gold investment. I know, you know, the team is making space for you, right? So you can't be ult Masteros. He's gonna get run into. Oh,
doesn't have the BKB. It's coming out of the corridor just yet. Telekinesis drag back. Masteros is still looking to
Went back
fight.
in.
Spirit Vessel's out. They rip apart the Dragon Knight. And now this time with the Stampede, they'll use it aggressively straight on top of Fearless. Jackie looking to get involved, but Motivate, they've lost 3. This isn't going to be a fight. You're able to turn it. And now that's a Wraith King showing up instead of farming. You were so close to your Radiance, but Jackie will throw away his first life. He's going to throw away his second life as well. Point blank arrow off the respawn. Neon find all 5, and that should be Roshan for themselves too.
Yeah, big mistake there. That one's on Masteros. You know, he turns around, he feels like, okay, I've got the career sent out to me. Surely I've got the BKB. Oh, holy crap. No, I don't. And just turns back around into 3 instead of just booking it towards his courier.
You have the gratitude.
And this is that early, well, I should say mid-game timing that Neon are really looking for. The first age is on Yopaj. The Spirit Vessel, we see what it can do versus the Dragon Knight, you know, versus the Tiny, versus Wraith King.
Not quick enough.
So it's just, this is all go time now for Neon. Like now you've got to really push the tempo. You've got a solid 2 minutes here where Wraith King won't have Radiance, maybe even a little bit longer, where you need to use that to full effectiveness.
Do they go immediately or do they wait? For this 500 gold, Yopaj is going to have that BKB, so you're not even going to have the turnaround potential on the likes of, you know, your Rubik's, your Dragon Knight, your Tiny.
Good question.
See, now's where he should sell that Iron Branch. You know, that 25 gold, that's going to be the difference maker.
The steal. Traps, that's nice for a Rubik. A bit of vision.
Stop the push.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, here we go.
Dire's middle tower
BKB.
has fallen.
Blink,
Available.
CTM.
They're in
They're able to
deep.
catch Rubik. That is a great pick. Dire just nowhere to be seen. They recognize right now they're not able to fight into this advantage that Neon have, and they're even pushing on forward for a tier 2 tower. And usually,
I would be.
yeah, usually we see. Oh, Masteros is going to TP into the Remnant.
Not
Can they
again.
chain lock him down for the BKB? Yes, they can. They'll lose Masteros. Ancient Apparition's going to get caught out as well. 3 will fall from Motivate. They are crumbling with the advantage that Neon has at the moment.
Radiant's top tower
Fearless doing
is
his
under
best to
attack.
cut the wave. It's going to be enough to stall, but not enough to stop. As the glyph was even used very quickly by Neon to make sure that that creep wave lives. No, no glyph available for Motivate. You've still got the Aegis. You've got the BKB that wasn't yet popped by Yopaj. So they'll take this tier 2 tower. Are they in a position to go high ground? Not quite yet, I wouldn't think, but they could take the top half of the map for sure. Maybe after just checking if there's any sort of ancient stack.
Yeah, you see what Natsumi's already doing. He's setting up for this top push. He went back before the rest of the team. He's trying to get that lane shoved out. They want to control the triangle, maybe block it or farm it one more time, and then look to link up top. But they smoked underneath the Radiant Observable Ward, I believe. Maybe that tree was blocking a little bit of the vision, but they're not going to catch Natsumi just yet. Oh, mid, Masteros. Man, that's 2 hits. That's what it... The Sideblade's range is crazy. Dire. Instant Carapace. Fearless gonna get caught. That's a lot of your initiation. Meanwhile, simultaneously on the backline. Masteros falling low. Jackie, Wraith Fire Blast will give him some better positioning.
Good vision,
Fearless
though.
finally gonna be able to jump in forward. There's the Ice Blast, but it completely whiffs thanks to the 4-staff mobility. They're gonna be able to get out. Reset here from Neon. I'll catch them out on the higher ground. Fearless will lose his life. Masteros as well is getting stalked away. They've got this though. Just has to pop a BKB into the TP. That is now big BKB usage on cooldown here. That's down to 8.
PP's bot though, so as soon as he reveals on the map, they're just going to say, oh, what, no Dragon Knight? Alright, let's just push on this top side. And yeah, after taking the outpost, that's exactly what Neon do. Going to be another minute until Masteros is able to join in onto anything, so this is a completely free tier 2 tower.
4,000 net worth lead for Neon.
Ooh. Even trying for a cheeky play there in onto the Dragon Knight. Won't be enough. Zhao's just trying to be a bit of a nuisance here. He'll have the Spike Carapace. Will it be enough though?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think it might be. Even defensive TP's coming in. Oh, was that a stun? Yeah, they were actually able to lock down Yopaj here, but could he just 1v3 this?
Was trying. Stampede, allow him to go further. Natsumi's even going to show up as well. It's the two claws battling it out versus Motivate, and Jackie's not winning this. He'll turn with the armlet toggles. Gets the reincarnation slow. Radiant, they haven't been able to connect with the Templar Assassin just yet. They're really far away. Yopaj still somehow has not lost his first life. Do you have the damage? Jackie, oh my lord. Meanwhile, who have they caught? Masteros. So instead of Radiant connecting with a TA, they're just like, all right, we'll catch the DK instead.
What's he got coming out to? Oh, okay, just a Chrysalis, you know, didn't have enough damage already. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold the recipe. Actually, he's held it at the secret shop. Nope, eventually does come to him, but he's going to need to drop that branch at minimum. Otherwise, one of those two is just going to go on back on the courier. Oh, it's just going to leave it waiting at the secret shop.
Scary prospect here for Motivate to be able to come back, but we've seen what they can do when they are down and out of games. They've been a formidable opponent, but this one is still difficult. If they can get to the late game, your Wraith King is a scary prospect. An Ancient Apparition as well. You know, maybe Rubik getting a couple key steals like he's done so far, but Jackie still is needing time.
He needs a lot of time, and you can see how much emphasis they're even putting in onto just surviving whoever it is that the TA goes on to. Fearless going for an E-Blade on this Tiny. Probably a bit sooner than you might see. You know, this is typically a very late game item, but just wants that little bit of extra survivability.
Yopaj B can be instantly popped. Now, but the arrow gets a connection on Massos Ice Path. So finding a lot of damage here, 2 for 2. Jackie, however, is in trouble. He actually doesn't have reincarnation. It's still a cooldown. Jackie, oh no. Oh, the voice lines. Oh, the voice lines. They're too strong. With knee on their head, you always see these voice lines coming into play. It gives them so much power.
Unlimited power.
That's what it feels like. Telekinesis, arrow. So long stun, Fearless, Carapace. Yopaj is still alive. Force toss, he'll finally die. Down on the deck, 84 seconds. Was 2 buybacks used here to get that kill, but they'll make it an extra. How much gold was given over to Fearless? 946.
It's more than he had to spend for buyback. He's more than happy to do that. Gives him his Ghost Scepter as well, so you're going to have that ability to get your Avatos combo, get your double whack with the Echo Saber, and then just Ghost Scepter up. Make sure you're able to survive the counter gank that might be coming through onto you. Even just the extra point into the grow as well is super helpful for his survivability.
Illusion.
I'm sure we can look to see him eventually use that E-Blade onto one of these other targets. Hell, even the Wraith King, just to give him that extra little bit of, survival potential. The meld armor reduction duration, of course, is 12 seconds. So being able to survive that little bit of extra time with the E-Blade, it's not a crazy amount, 4 seconds, but it's still a third of that that meld duration means that you might not get burst 100-0.
See, with this 8,000 net worth lead, how Radiant are able to continue pushing on the map. Void Spirit's going into a Kaya and a Sanj. Okay.
I don't hate it. I mean, he's got the Spirit Vessel, so that's going to buff that up, which is nice. A bit more survivability against, they got a ton of stuns, let's be real, on Motivate's side. So feeling like that might be the better option as opposed to the earlier BKB. Is he right? Who knows? You're in a pretty commanding position right now. It's a lot closer, it's a quicker build-up, so maybe that's what he's thinking, just trying to exploit the advantage that they had. With the TA going down, though, he might look to change his mind.
Do you know why one's called Yasha and Kaya and then the other's Kaya and Sanj? Why is it not Sanj and Kaya? Why is the Kaya first on one of them and not the other?
Let me have a look. I've thought of it, but I haven't really thought of it, I'm just going to search for and. How does that work? All right. Sanjin Kaya, Kaya and Sanj, Yasha and Kaya. Nope, no clue.
I always been like, why is that? Why is that the case? That actually has been throwing me off so much.
It's just the triangle of power, you know. Everyone needs their moment in the sun. Like our casting combination is Ares and Danog, you know. Why isn't it Danog and Ares? You know, we can even make a little name about it. What we can be like.
Okay, but I feel like the smaller word comes first often, right?
Not always.
It doesn't.
What about? Wait, so for something and something, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. But like I thought that might be a rule, but I'm looking at it. Yash is 5 letters, Sanj is 5 letters, so I'm ruling that out. Next I'm ruling is maybe alphabetical. What's going on? I hear shenanigans. Fearless? But he brought back. Fearless needs help. He ain't gonna get it fast enough. Q tries to chuck out an arrow, but now he's gonna get caught with the carapace. And Q's like, team, I'm the one that needs help. They're trying to turn it around. They know that TA's not up. Force stuff away. Natsumi still can look to hunt. BKB yet to be used.
Trying to play around these choke points again. They've got Jackie here.
Oh, nice. Man, stun. Arrow follow-up. Mastros this time won't be able to get the BKB. TA won't be able to TP to the outpost, but you need a retreat if you're motivated. With the numbers disadvantage that you have at the moment, Jackie needs help for stuff. CTM, Stampede on cooldown. I think they'll make it.
It's a big price, though. Luckily, though, lane's relatively pushed in. Mid is the only one that's somewhat exposed.
Double damage.
And, you know, you're probably going to have the DK up to try and defend this, but not with Elder Dragon form. Wasn't able to pop that BKB in time, like you mentioned, and it's even a level ult.
Centaur. Ice Blast doesn't get the connection. Meanwhile, Lionax in the backline will lose his life. They don't have buybacks here. And Wraith King as well is in trouble. They'll get the first life, forced off on cooldown from Q, but a great remnant controlling up Yopage's Templar Assassin. He's going to have to pop the BKB defensively. Jackie, he's in trouble. Armor toggles, they try and eat the arrow, but Jackie's going to fall. Void Spirit's committed a little bit too far. Maybe they are feeding away a couple unnecessary kills. You see, they're just so aggressive though from Neon. This is what we've come to love from them.
Yeah, a couple of times going too deep. Those tier 4 towers are gonna chunk through a Void Spirit that doesn't have much in the form of HP. They should know that this Roshan is up, which they do with the use of that TA trap. Who would they give it over to? Maybe Natsumi? Just give him that extra ring.
I'm trying to see what others what's.
Mirana's is terrible. Nyx is okay. Centaur is good late game, but kind of bad now. So it's either TA or the Void Spirit for mine.
No, Playhard's gonna turn into a right-clicky Mirana.
Invisibility.
Yeah,
You can't see the future?
I mean, okay, it grants 1 extra leap charge. If it granted like 3, then
That's
I'd be
a
like,
lot.
alright, this is a good one. It is, but okay, maybe 2.
Maybe buff the 1.75 with crit strike, and we get Mirana cores. We don't really see Mirana as a core anymore.
For good reason.
Guess that Aghanims is a lot different as well. There's that magic damage, or the look at a right click Mirana. Get that in your pub sometimes. That's never fun. Like you said,
Now
good
that
reason.
everyone's been able to respawn, they're going to go for this Roche. Do they know? AA Blast is actually flying there, so nice presence of mind, but it's just going to be too late.
Roshan has fallen to
All
the
right.
grave forever.
Who wants it?
Apparently not
Yopaj
Natsumi.
wants it.
Jeez. Okay, I'll pick it up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So we got.
Yeah, it's not bad at all for the silence coming through from the Psionic Trap, especially if you're able to catch out the Rubik with it.
Uh-oh, they're
Q's
not
been
in
on point.
position. They don't have the Rubik at the moment. Moonlight
Radiant
Shadow.
are scanning.
But they're going to be able to find Lionax. That's a really
this is
important
dead.
target. They'll be able to catch him out. Now Mastros with the BKB TP. He's back to safety, so... Because as long as you just lose 1... What is the BKB duration on actually now for DK? It's down to 6 seconds.
Yeah, I would have said 7 or 6, but they take a tier 2 tower. You know, they don't get nothing out of that engagement, but I mean, even having now those BKB TPs away, they're not going to be effective all that much longer. Meld hit bash could be the way that they go for with this TA. Although, I mean, 8 refraction instances is kind of nutty.
The prize is mine.
It is, and they don't really have the greatest damage over time. Like, Radiance is good, but...
And AA Cold Feet, that's about it.
Yeah.
Dire's structures are fortified.
These silences are so
Bottom tower
annoying.
is under attack.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows when they're gonna pop out. And we got that psionic
Dire's
trap
bottom
damage.
tower has
Jackie?
fallen.
Okay, I'm like, we're on it. You really want to commit to that
Dire's
TP?
bottom tower is under attack.
They're gonna have the Aegis for another 3 minutes here. Do we feel like
Plenty of
Neon are gonna be comfortable with going up high ground with this Aegis?
Oh
Dire's
yeah, for sure.
bottom
I think
tower has
it
fallen.
might literally just be waiting for that level 25, you know. Maybe, if they're on point with their movements, Motivate can catch them out where someone's off on their own because Yopaj is trying to get that solo experience, but I think at least they're going to keep Zhao alongside him. Who, by the way, position 5, Nyx, has the Ag Scepter.
Crazy amounts of farm. It's 4, 5, and 14. I don't even know if they had like a Philosopher's Stone. No, they haven't even had that. So, love and life. Q.
Oh, he's going to stop
Get
this
caught.
TP,
He ran the
maybe?
wrong way. Oh, he still gets it. They even stampede just to make sure they can catch up. But Q is ultra dead here. So pick on the Rubik, down for 80. They are a bit split. Mastros, arrow connected. He's going to take so much damage. And now Lion Axe, look at the range. Needs to get back to safety. They're going to find another pick off. Now Natsumi's able to come on forward. Motivate, they're crumbling right now without the team. 3 heroes don't have buyback. And now the voice lines are going to come out as well. Jackie dragged back. Natsumi's still looking at pressure here.
Dire's bottom tower
Not
is
looking
under
good. I
attack.
honestly felt like maybe they could have gone for the opposite, you know. Have all of Motivate there, trying to get the turnaround potential, but
Dire's structures are fortified.
nope. Didn't happen that way.
Dire's bottom
They just
tower
get
is
caught
under
out one by
attack.
one.
Radiant's top tower is under
Rare
attack.
instance of poor positioning coming through from the Motivate boys, and actually going to pop out here.
Dire's bottom tower has
Already
fallen.
down to 0 mana though, just from a couple of mana burns.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
He's got that Aghanim shard queued up, but it's going to take him
Need it.
a bit too long to have that one completed.
Dire's bottom
Denies the
barracks are under
barracks.
Got it.
attack. Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
And yeah, you went for the refraction instances. So this TA is almost unkillable. Still having another minute where you're going to have that Aegis available to yourself. So I should even just help. Standing in the middle of a creep wave might be a small mistake if they're in position to try and make a go for him. You can see immediately backing off, not wanting to take the risk.
Do we see a way that Dire are able to hold the higher ground without much team fight?
I don't think it's the hold the high ground sort of game. I think they need to try and get proactive and try and find a pick off here. It's going to be hard without the DK there. I feel like Masteros needs to find out Natsumi, for example, and then chain that in together with all of your
Jackie?
other abilities.
Oh my god, my heart. Okay, he's
He
got
had
action.
the-
Okay.
Yeah, he's got the shard at least. And you're getting a few items, right? You've got the Solar Crest now on Q as well, so you are actually doing a lot of damage combined together with that, the Tiny and the Dragon Knight to be able to combo together with it. That's not even thinking about the AA shard, but I just feel like if you let them walk up to you, they're going to chip you down slowly with the use of that, well, he's got a Hurricane Pike now. I was about to say Dragon Lance for Yopaj, and oh, just a casual DD in the river, you know.
Oh boy. Boy. That is what he even just completed the Swift Blink. It's got the Aghanims queued up. Not even needing the boots in the inventory.
Yeah, Swift Blink just does it all.
Yeah, it really does. Such a great introduction to the game for a lot of the agi carries. You just see they love this item. Don't see the arcane blink as often, or the overwhelming blink. The overwhelming blink has a little bit more play than the arcane.
Shadow Fiend though.
I feel
We
like
saw
that's the
Yopaj play
only
it.
person that gets it. Whereas
Maybe
like,
Tinker.
yeah, true.
Actually, even going to use the Stampede to get away here on Play Hard. Saw how effective Yopaj was at using the Arcane Blink in the series yesterday against the Meepo.
Run into Play Hard. This is really, really deep, and you are really far away from your team as well. Fearless brought back previously. They'll rip through the Mirana, but Yopaj has a double damage room back on the back line. They'll deal with Fearless now with the Hoof Stomp as well. Jackie needs help. He's got a BKB. If he's going to be able to charge that one up, he can. They're going to look to man fight. Master.Trust, blink on forward, force stuff, getting a little bit of distance. And Yopaj, but the BKB's already ripped apart the AA. One click with the DD, but Jackie's just getting kited now through the team fight. They'll control him once, they'll control him a second time. He tried to dodge the arrow, but the Hurricane Pike. Oh, it's too much to handle. No buyback on your Wraith King. And they're going to walk it down.
They're going to walk it down indeed, and it's a little unfortunate. You know, you went for the deep kill attempt, you went to try and finally get an early pick off, but it's into the TADD. There's only so much that you can do before you get immediately ripped through, even the Tiny, with all of that extra armor through from the Grow, the survivability from the E-Blade. It's not enough.
I mean, Jackie has buyback in 20 gold. He's got AA up soon as well. You will not have Fearless, which is the big issue. And Glyph's on cooldown for another 50 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Buyback available. He's going to need to do it, or you're going up against Megas, and you're already having a rough time before that.
Yeah, this is looking like a one where we might see Motivate have to call it quits here pretty soon. Mega Creeps Gaming, they're going to try and burst down the Centaur.
It's a Centaur with heart, though.
Yeah, that is very difficult. They need to kite back far enough for this buyback to be a potential. Mastros is like, guys, he's even got an AC maxed out Dragon's Blood. Fearless is up shortly. Glyph is up shortly as well. One more attempt. One more attempt. What can they do? Can they control Yopaj long enough? They need the Ice Blast. Toss him up in the air. Still protected. Yopaj not down just yet. Finally going to turn with the BKB. Jackie just unable to lock through anyone. Once the stuns are on cooldown, the BKBs get popped. Jackie gets kited, gets brought down, and Motivate. They've got to call it quits. What a performance from Neon. Able to take this game 1.
Nicely done by the Neon boys. Again, you just got to put faith in the Play Hard Mirana, you know? That's all you're really worried about. I'm glad I didn't change my prediction. You didn't let me do it. So, Neon still end up getting the win, even after a disastrous level 1 start for that TA. Yopaj, he's good enough, as well as the team, for creating enough space to basically just enable him to become this absolute beast, doing 60k damage. No one even close to the amount that the TA was able to do that game.
Yeah, it was just a crazy last pick from Neon. They were all in on this. They're like, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's go for this Templar Assassin. Put the Void Spirit as a 1. Have kind of this tempo position 1 that can get really active. Make space for Yopaj. He even got involved really early, nonetheless, anyway. But then the damage dealt. Radiant, they didn't even have someone over 20,000. Wraith King just shy of that mark. And it was a solid performance from them overall. And now this is going to take it to our second map with Motivate. They're down a game here in this best of 2. We've always seen Motivate coming out strong, but you know, this time it's going to be OB.Neon that are bringing it to the Motivate roster here, as we'll send it to a break. Game 2 coming up shortly.